Hey everyone, this is June from Turning Point Life Investment, and this is your market analysis for June 5th, 2010. Okay, I'm going to start with the SPY. I'm going to look at the weekly view first. And I just want to point out real fast that this week we've closed underneath the 50-week moving average. So that's something to really consider and take into consideration because ever since we had this crossover, we've managed to stay above this 20 and 50-week moving average. But recently, you notice that we're starting to break down underneath the moving average. So that's telling us that the momentum is definitely towards the downside. So with that said, let's go into a daily view. I mentioned last week that as far as price retracement, we fulfilled that retracement necessary for a correction for a pullback. Now, I also did mention that we can probably chop around for a bit, that it was just a matter of time since we fulfilled the price retracement. Now we just need to basically wait for the time retracement. And you can pretty much say that on Friday we more or less got that signal to go short on this market once again. Especially considering that we broke underneath this prior low right here. Now we're starting to make lower lows and lower highs. Okay, and that by definition is a downtrend. Now I know this past week has been rather choppy, and you have to understand that as far as price movements and price behavior, anytime you get choppiness or pretty extreme choppiness, like huge gaps up, huge gap downs, that's usually a characteristic of consolidation or correction. When a market's trending, it should be pretty smooth, right? Kind of like a stair step. Makes 5 step forward and maybe takes 1 step back, right? You don't want it to see it make 5 step forward and take 4 steps back, okay? That's usually not a healthy type of movement. And that's basically what we got for the prior 2 weeks. So as I mentioned, we broke underneath this prior support of 107.50 and also closed this gap right here all the way back here. So support is broken, and that usually means that there's more downside to come. The obvious next level to shoot for is around this 105 area. So now the question is, how do you trade this? How do you catch up to something that's basically the train has already left the station? How do you catch up to it? Do you go ahead and jump on board right now, or do you wait for it till to the next stop, to the next station to get on board? And I think that really depends on your target. Because if, let's say, you know what, you have a very bearish outlook on this market and you think we can probably head back to this March low, or heck, maybe even somewhere in the 90s, then entering somewhere right now wouldn't make that much of a difference, right? You're probably going to miss out about a dollar or two. But if your target is all the way down here, I mean, think of the big picture, think of the potential gains of capturing this entire move, if you're willing to give up this dollar or two that you missed out today. On the other hand, if you think that this is just a correction and all we're going to do is come back and retest this area, then it probably doesn't make sense for you to be entering right now because the target wise, it's not that attractive. But for me, I do have a longer term bearish outlook. So for me, I would rather enter on some kind of a bounce or some kind of relief rally. So anytime we get stretched out like this and when the market approaches oversold, that's probably not a good time to enter any puts. So whenever it comes back to touch the 20 moving average, then that would be a good time for me. At least that would be my signal to start adding some more puts. When it gets stretched out again, unload some. When it comes back, add on some. So it's this kind of constant scaling in and scaling out position. So overall, going back to the daily view, I think definitely this 105 is a very nice target. If that's broken, I would say short-term support is probably back here around the 102 and a half, or maybe even the 101 area. So that's your next level of support. But quite honestly, if this thing is going to tank, I don't think any level of support will hold it.